Hi, in this video we're going to be talking about Google Chrome remote support. So this is probably not something you're really going to use in a business environment unless you're, super Google integrated maybe. So this might be something you're interested in to use for your own personal need, for your own personal clients, or doing tech support maybe for smaller companies, or even just for your friends and family. All right, so there are two components to the Google remote desktop here. So we have remote access, which is what you use to configure access to your own computer. So let's say you're at the office and you want to access your home computer. You could configure that so you have access to your home computer over the internet. And then we have the remote support option, which is the one you're most likely going to use to be helping out other people, to where you could actually connect to their computer just by using a code. But for either case, you're going to need a Google account and be logged into the Chrome web browser to use it. So for remote access, you could have your account logged in at the office and at home. And for remote support, you'll have your account logged in at the computer you're connecting from. And then the computer you're connecting to, they will have to have a Google account logged in as well, their own. They don't have to be using yours. All right, so let's quickly talk about the difference between the two here. All right, so here are the features, and then we have remote access and remote support. So the goal of remote access is unattended access to access your own computer, while remote support is for technical assistance, so that way you could connect to their computer to help them with troubleshooting problems. Target user for remote access is you, connecting to your own devices. And for remote support, you're connecting to clients or friends to help them out with their issues. All right, for the duration and type, so this is long-term permanent, so you could have this available 24/7 if you're connecting to your own computer. And this is a one-time use for remote support because they have to give you a code each time. So for authentication for remote access, you're using a 6-digit PIN. And for remote support, it's a 12-digit access code generated by the person receiving support. So you'll see that when we demonstrate it here. All right, user presence. So remote access is for unattended access. No one needs to be at the other computer. For remote support, the person does need to be there to give you the code. So for the way it works for remote access, you set up your host computer with a name and PIN. You log into your Google account on the client device. Then you select your host computer from a list and enter its PIN. And then you can connect right to it. And then for remote support, the person getting help generates the code. The technician enters that code after you get it from the other person. And then the person getting help approves the connection to allow you to continue. All right, when it comes to security for remote access, it's secured by your Google account and your custom PIN. And for remote support, real-time user consent for every session, often with a renewed confirmation during longer sessions. All right, so we're going to be demonstrating on two different computers here. So I have Chrome open on this computer here. So remotedesktop.google.com. So we have support and we have remote access. So we just talked about both, but we're going to be demonstrating remote access. So here's the remote access page. Let me shrink it down a little bit here so we can see it all. So let's say we're on the computer for the person who needs the assistance. They would go to remotedesktop.google.com, click on remote support, and then you want to click on share this screen, and you click here. It'll open up the Chrome Web Store, and they'll have to install the add-on here, or extension. So click on Add to Chrome, Add Extension, save it on our desktop here. So you can double click it from here, or do it from here, which will just open up the file and let you do the same thing. So as you can see, if we were to do this again, it would just take us right here, and then we just double click it, and you can see it's the same process. But sometimes I've noticed if you don't do it from here, it doesn't seem to get to this next screen, so you might want to do it from that button rather than just going to the file itself. All right, so now it's asking to generate a code here, so we'll do that real quick. So this is the code used for the other person to connect to your computer and let them see your screen. All right, so you have 5 minutes to put in the code, so we'll copy this. So now we're going to go over to the other computer, which would be your computer technically, and put in the code. All right, so you can see here we got the same screen, and you might see this pop up asking you to install the desktop app. So if you click on install, it'll just give you a little standalone app which you could, right click, pin to the taskbar, and just use it from here instead of using the Chrome web browser. So that's an option. All right, so I'm just going to put in the code here from the other computer. Click on connect. And we need to go back to the other computer because they need to approve the connection. So you see this pop-up here. Todd wants to control your computer. Click on share. So now it's being shared with Todd. And you could stop sharing if you want to kick them off. So now let's go over to the other computer, which would be your computer that you're connecting to the remote computer with. Right, you'll get this pop-up too. Remote desktop.google.com wants to see text and images copied to the clipboard. So we'll say allow, unless you don't want to allow it, of course. All right, so now you can see we are in our Chrome browser window here, and we can see their computer. Let's minimize their desktop here. And you can see we have their desktop right here. All right, so when you're connected to another computer, you'll have the sidebar here. So disconnect, you could go full screen. You want to do that. Scale to fit, resize to fit, change your video codecs, your frame rate, enable smooth scaling, send system keys like Control-Alt-Delete. You have your relative mouse mode to improve compatibility with some software, on-screen input. If you have more than one display, you could do that as well. Then we have some stats for nerds, which is kind of interesting here, if you want to see information about the connection. So there used to be a file transfer tool that you get to from here to copy files back and forth between the two computers, but for some reason, it looks like Google has removed it. And I actually looked online too, and I found that they did remove that, but I'm not sure when they did this because it doesn't seem like it was that long ago when they had this feature available. All right, so as you can see, it's just basic remote desktop control. Unfortunately, you can't copy the files or do anything like that. So whatever you do on their computer, let's say we opened up the Microsoft Store, and then let's go back to the other computer. You can see the Microsoft Store is opening here. All right, so then from either connection here from the person who is being connected to, they could click on Stop Sharing, or from your computer, so let's go back there. We could click on Stop Sharing, or go back here, exit full screen, and keep going that way. And you can see up here too, we have the Open an App option if we want to use the little app here that we downloaded. So that's another option as well. All right, so let me just stop sharing here. All right, so once again, just go to remotedesktop.google.com, or you could do a search for Chrome Remote Desktop, either one. Go to Remote Support, and then the person who you're connecting to will share their screen. They'll have to download the app there for the extension and install it, and then they'll be able to give you a code, and then you could put in the code here, connect to their computer, and do what you need to do. All right, so now we're going to try out the remote access feature here. So we're on the same page, just on the remote access tab here. And you can see here we have some remote devices that we've used in the past, back in 2022. So these are no longer valid, so you could edit them if you want, change the name, or delete them if it's something that you don't even have any longer. Let's say this one here, we don't have this Win 10 computer. Delete the connection. Then if we want to set up a new remote access connection, so we could set up this computer to be remotely accessed from another device. To get started, click the download button. All right, we're going to put this Chrome Remote Desktop Host package on the desktop here. This time we'll just click on Accept and Install right from the page here. It just brings you to the file itself. Say yes to the UAC prompts. You'll need to be an administrator to do this. All right, give it a name. We already have a name, Win11 Pro, so we'll call this Win11 Pro New. Choose a PIN, has to be at least 6 characters. Then probably want to uncheck this box here because Google doesn't need to know more than they already know. So we'll click on Start. Say yes to the UAC prompt again. All right, says it's starting here. All right, so now it's online. So now we're going to go over to the other computer and connect into this one. All right, so you can see when we log in with the same account. So remember, for this remote access feature, you have to be logged in with the same Google account. So you can see it's online here. We click on it. It says it's connecting. Now we need the PIN that we just entered on the other computer. You could have it remembered if you don't want to type it in. Then you get the same pop-up here to see text and images copied to the clipboard, so you can copy and paste text and images between the two computers. All right, so now we're controlling the other computer that has the dark mode for Windows. If you click on this, you can see this. We have the same type of options, but this is what I actually just noticed a little while ago when making this video. If you scroll down here, we do have the file transfer for the remote access. So let's click on Upload File. Let's send this CSV file here and automatically put it on the desktop of the other computer. I do Download File here. So you can see now we're on the desktop of the remote computer. And let's say we go to Documents here. We want this account number file. Decide where we want to save it on our local computer. And then you can see we have it here. So apparently I was mistaken about the data transfer feature when it comes to remote desktop. I just haven't used the remote access feature in a while, so I thought it was gone because I'm used to using the remote support feature. So apparently it is here for the remote access, so that's good at least. All right, so now when you're done here, you go back here, disconnect if we want. Now we're back here. And if we go back over to the destination computer, back to Chrome, and now let's close our browser. Go back over to the other computer. Let's refresh here. You can see it's still available. Let's go to Services here. You can see we have the Chrome Remote Desktop Service. So that's running, so that allows you to make the connection even though Chrome itself is not open. So for some reason you can't make your connection, you could come here and make sure that the Chrome Remote Desktop Service is running. All right, so once again, go to remotedesktop.google.com. Then you have the support option. If you want to help somebody on their computer with two different Google accounts, you can have the same Google account on both computers for remote support as well. But usually if you're helping somebody out, they have their own Google account. They're not going to be using yours, and then they will give you the code. Or you go to remote access, assuming you have it set up on your remote computer and it's online, then you could connect to your other computer over the internet, as long as you know your PIN and the service is running. So as you can see, it's not too complicated. So if you want to try it out, just go to this website and give it a shot. All right, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.